Priority.
Are we live?
Says we're live.
All right, we're live, guys. Welcome to the Jeff and Josh experience, featuring Caleb Ault, because Josh is sick and he is not. Caleb Ault is Mr. Health and Fitness, part of the Wealth Warriors. Been literally, if anytime I think of fitness, I think of Ault4. I just joined a Built by AI little journey thing with Josh, which is why I want to bring him on here. Some people know they were in it and DM'd me about it. But this guy's an AI expert in many ways, and he's a fitness expert. So I figured, what better way to get him on as he's number 4? And the link's in the bio. We're going to talk a little bit fitness, a little bit health. We're going to talk about all the fitness gurus that we like, maybe some we don't like. And we'll also talk, usually we talk Elon Musk, Jake Paul, and if I would take another boxing match again and why I should or not. But that's it. Good evening, buddy boy. Caleb, how you doing today?
Great to be here, Jeff. I love every opportunity I have to have a live conversation with you here over.
And you're not alone. I had a girl. Listen to this. I had a girl today. I'll say her name. Former client of mine. By the way, I respect any women who want to date me who become a client of me first. I know you shouldn't do that, but because and I'll say this really quick. And shout out to Roland Frazier. You know what Roland Frazier is?
Yeah.
So he showed me how to take a coffee request and turn it into a $50K contract, which I did, a true story. And one girl broke my heart and asked me for coffee. That's going to be up in an upcoming book coming out called Getting Rich in Recession. You can pre-order at gettingrichinrecession.com. The chapter is called Self-Discipline and Self-Respect. But since then, I've come a long way. And we actually built out, I was telling you this before off camera, a fashion influencer, diva course for women. And if women want to know about fitness, and obviously we're going to get into that too. But I had a girl today. I was actually sitting there. The Wi-Fi was bad at this beautiful penthouse here. And she starts picking my brain. And I go, hey, just so you know, this is what I get paid for. Because when she came on the first calls, she's actually, I'll give her a shout out because she's great. You might even know her, actually. I feel like she reminds me of a Disney princess. Her name's Alexa Chavez. She is the most passionate person on health insurance. If any means that she knows more health insurance hacks, like to call them, when you can. I actually have my health insurance through her when I tore my rotator cuff, getting ready for my second boxing match, and it just didn't happen. I was going to fight Bryce Hall in celebrity boxing for clout and sanity, as everybody was like, Jeff, you've done so much stuff in your mind, don't fight. And as God would have it, I tore my rotator cuff doing a Arnold press. And so now we're still recovering from that, but it's good, man. It's good. I've been able to tone, and I think it's God's way of saying, Jeff, don't get punched in the head. You've put too much stuff in there. But yes, that is exactly why we're here today. So we're here to basically talk about you being number 4. Let's just get right into it, because you hit me up. One of the so this is it. Let's go here. That's the new branding. Oh, look at this, dude. They did this. Jeff J. Cunningham.
Looks amazing. Looks amazing.
Right? Doesn't it look amazing, dude? So we're doing
super professional.
With all the dark times. Yeah. Shout out to Shalom. She's a CLC licensee. She does graphics. She's actually, dude, by luck, I hired through India Date an HR girl, and I thought she was going to be a data entry, and she's not. So she's like, well, you need to hire all these parts. She wrote all the job descriptions, and now we know. So by the way, and this came from, and then I was on a call with Patrick and David just recently, and he said, guys, the one thing you should hire first, if you're just a sales guy, entrepreneur going crazy, is a chief HR. So I lucked out, and she also can do some pretty good graphics, although June of Viral Alchemy doesn't like her graphics, but I'm putting that out on the thing, but it's good.
Great.
That one's not too bad. So let's go into, it was in here. Is it in this one? Nope. I have all this stuff. Hang on, let me go into this one here. So this is kind of what we do when we cut it out. All right, that's a live stream. So here it is. So
right.
What are you thinking about in this picture, in this face?
That's a great question there, Jeff. I honestly don't know. I was just really excited about the results I got after my fitness program. And I was just trying not to be too excited. I was trying to be a little more serious.
I gotta ask, what percentage body fat are you right here?
That's a great question as well. I have it on my I have a naked scale, so it does a 3D body image scan. I believe I was just under
I bought
10%.
One of those. I don't know how to use it. I have it under my thing. And when I was I bought.
It's a mirror. It's a mirror. You stand in front of
a mirror. It does your body. Wait, yours is actually a mirror.
It does a 3D scan of your body. It rotates you around, and it does a 3D image. And I have it on the phone, so you can actually see what I actually looked like in a 3-dimensional image. It's kind of cool.
Well, that sounds really dope. Okay, so don't know, but this is so how did you get into this? Let's just start from here. Mr. Health and Fitness, you submitted your photo, you submitted your stuff.
Well, man, I've been a fitness enthusiast really my whole life. I remember going to the gym with my mom in the sixth grade. As a as a younger guy, I always wanted to be like ripped and in shape, get the ladies, have a six pack, and that's kind of been my goal. I've been in shape pretty much my whole life, but I've gone after a lot of different disciplines. In high school, I was a power lifter, so I lifted heavy weight for my weight class, and I competed at 132, and 148 was the other weight class. So if I didn't make weight, I would have to compete at 148. So I always did a lot of weight loss strategies to drop weight for the powerlifting competitions, and I would compete right under 132. So that was kind of the weight I stayed around, 138 to 140, and then whenever a weight loss or a weight lifting competition would come up, I have to drop weight down to 130 and try to keep your strength. So that was exciting. I had set a lot of records for my age and weight category when I was in high school. Had over 1,100 pound total with squat, bench, and deadlift. So that was pretty impressive. And then, in 2009, a buddy of mine talked to me about running a marathon. I was like, sure, I can lift all this heavy weight. Of course I can run a marathon. How far is that? Like 20 miles? Got that. No problem. So that was a challenge. So I didn't train very well. I didn't know how to train for a marathon. I got on an elliptical one time and just started. I was so proud. I did 6.5 miles on the elliptical. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to crush this marathon. I did 6 miles on the elliptical. And
How long ago was this?
2009.
Okay, wow. All right.
So needless to say, I knew nothing about running. And I finished the marathon. It took me over 4 hours, like 4.5 hours to complete my first marathon. And the day after the marathon, you couldn't walk, you couldn't like move, you couldn't get out of the truck, couldn't get out of the van, like you're like limping to go to the bathroom, driving home. So it was an experience. And I remember running that marathon and loved the energy, loved all the people that's the experience and the energy and just all the fun and excitement, and just felt like you're just flying. You could see thousands of people ahead of you, yet thousands of people behind you, and they're rolling hills, and you just see people running. It was just a really cool experience. So for me, after I ran that marathon, I was like, I want to qualify for Boston and run this fast and not be like sore and not be able to walk for like the next 3 days. So in 2010, the Chicago Marathon was coming up, and I was like, I'm going to train for the Chicago Marathon and I'm going to qualify for Boston. So that was my goal in 2010, and I failed to qualify for the next 3 years. I was in college. I was had new relationship issues, right? Moving around and going back and forth.
Do that to you, man. Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Going on vacations, going to the beach. And I remember I was on this training program. I downloaded this training program from Nike Plus, and I was like, I'm going to follow this program to the T. And part of it too is I'm like, I'm going to do P90X because, I remember getting in really good shape. So I started trying to do P90X and then do this running program. And so I got to September. I got back from a vacation with my wife, but at the time was my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, wow, I got to start training. The marathon's in October. I got a month to train. So I'm like, where am I supposed to be at in this training program? I just picked up right where I was supposed to be. And I got runner's knee. I was all beat up. And I remember the week prior to the marathon, I was like, oh, I got to like do some yoga and try to like recover because I got to run a marathon this weekend and it's not going to be good. So I learned a lot of what not to do the first 3 years training and not training really. So that's the biggest thing for running. If you run a solid marathon or run over solid time, is you got to stay consistent and stay disciplined to your training program, because taking 2 weeks off, not staying consistent, you're never going to achieve the results you want. So it took me a few years. So in 2013, finally, I joined a kind of like a running community. I hooked up with this guy named Jacob Wells. He recruited me to his race team in Arkansas to run for the Melvine Striders. So I ran for the Arkansas Grand Prix for the Melvine Striders and was part of a local running community. And that's really the biggest thing that changed for me, was just being a part of a community where you had friends and more of a social element to the running, to where it wasn't as much of a labor or a challenge to show up and run. And just started showing up. And I think that's the key to success, is just keep showing up, and just being around other successful runners, guys who are like Jacob. He would run a freaking marathon every weekend and then show up to speed work on Tuesday night. I'm like, bro, you just ran a marathon on Sunday and you're here doing speed work. That's crazy. How do you do that? That's like mind blowing kind of situation. Cause normally you run a marathon once a year and you don't run again for like the next month because you're so beat up from the marathon. So getting exposed to this new kind of philosophy, this new running community where guys were running a marathon every weekend, coming back to speed work, they would run, we'd call it the marathon maniacs. These guys would run marathons like every freaking weekend, 50 marathons a year, craziness. So I kind of got roped into that community and started running ultras, and really, really, fell in love with the ultra marathon, mainly because the marathon, I was getting faster and I could finish in the top, 10%, in the top 1% of some races, in local races of the marathon.
These were full marathons or half marathons?
Yeah, full marathons. Yeah. To kind of recap, I've completed over 47 full marathons and over 16 ultra marathons. My fastest time to date is 3:01, which is a roughly average speed of 6:52 minutes per mile. So that's my fastest time that I ever managed to get down to, and that was a rough race, to be honest. I should have ran probably a 2:50. I think I could have gotten under 2:55. That was my goal, but I had a couple issues arise during that run that slowed me down. Anyways, but that was a great race. And I've ran across many states. I ran in, at marathons in Florida, in Indiana, obviously Chicago, Memphis.
What was the best marathon experience you had? Like, if you had to go.
Well, Boston is obviously like the highlight of any runner's like marathon experiences, just because it's,
as long as there's no bombing going off,
the most sought out. Yeah. My buddy was there when the bombs went off. He said that was the fastest mile he ever ran, was at the mile 27. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, so I started training with that community and staying consistent. I ran the Tupelo, Mississippi marathon. That was probably one of the most challenging marathons I ever ran. Their motto is trample the weak and hurdle the dead. You start at 5 a.m. in Tupelo, Mississippi in September. It's like 90 degrees. It's humid. It's 100% humidity. The dew point's over 80 degrees. Your body can't cool itself fast enough. You can't, it's just, so I learned during that marathon the importance of balancing electrolytes and your hydration correctly, because I overhydrated with too much electrolytes and I didn't consume enough water. So I created an imbalance in my blood, an alkalinity imbalance, or a mineral imbalance. Anyway, electrolyte imbalance. I'm not sure which one. Electrolyte imbalance. That's what it was.
Well, what does that do if you do it wrong?
Yeah. So, I wasn't able to cool myself. I would had elevated like blood pressure. It was very like mentally exhausting. Like it was just the experience was like you're gonna die. It felt like you're gonna die.
So all right. But by the way, so many things there. So, and really, really quick though, my first thing. So I've always been like kind of an athlete. I was homeschooled. So the first thing we ever had is running. I was always the fast kid. That's always what I was known as. I used to have long hair. I used to have long hair, kind of like you had long hair. Okay. Back when I was young, you wouldn't even know this. And I was that weird homeschooler kid, but was kind of like awkwardly athletic. Okay. I was like 12 years old. We went to a homeschool track meet. Dude, all the other kids were like nowhere near athletic at all. So I won and I thought I was going to get a trophy. And because it's a homeschool little meetup and it's not like a public school, and they gave me a patch, and it was a first thing patch. I was like, what made this patch? So it was on that point, I was like, I'm going to figure out how to get on college sports and get a trophy in some way. That was like, I remember getting the patch thinking, all these homeschool people suck, man. I hate being homeschooled. I don't really play sports. That's really what my thought was. But my mom had us homeschooled. Now we look like a genius because we're homeschooled as the whole world's homeschooling their kids, right? But at the time, so then what happened, we moved to a good town, Southington. I thought we were going to play football there. And my mom said it was a better school in Connecticut. And long story short, my mom passes away, no thanks. So two families, take us into homeschool. One was the pastor's family. I liked the blonde girl. So I was okay with it, even though I wanted to go play school. But they had this apple harvest race every year. Okay. And I always wanted to enter it. And it was just a 5K race. And sure enough, I was young at the time. And I was still fast. And one of our neighbors was this kid. I don't even want to say his name. I'll say it, but Chris Sanchez. He used to always run around my block, and he was just very cocky about how fast he was. So I knew he was in the apple harvest race. So I was like, I think I'm faster than kid. I want to beat him. So, but I didn't know the apple harvest race was that night. It was back when we were young, being stupid and drinking. We're drinking. I realized this last day, the next day, I literally drank so kind of something like that. Totally underestimated. But no, it was 5 mile race. It wasn't 5K. It was a 5 mile road race, right? I thought it was a 5K race. I show up, I run the race. Now, my brother Josh, who you know is there. I wake up, he's like, you're going to race? I'm like, yeah, I signed up because you have to pay and everything. But I fell in love with the running community thing. So I show up to it. I'm all dehydrated. I take off running right away. I think this is the one. Yeah. And I pass this guy in the front. And I'm like, I'm just going to go, right? And I turn, and the guy's from Kenya. And I go, how you doing? And he goes, good. I'm going to win this race. And I was like, yeah, well, I'm beating you right now, man. Sure enough, Kenya guy finishes first. I have people pass me. I think I'm basically sucking wind at the end. I make it such a finish line finish where I'm beating everybody else out. I wind up collapsing at the line, kind of for effect, a marketer, right? But I was really pretty beat up. I finish, and then to my surprise, I'm like, I sucked at this. I totally misjudged it. I get a trophy. I get a little Applebee's trophy, my first trophy ever, third place finisher for my range. And I was ecstatic, and I was hooked.
Amazing. That's awesome.
And then I stayed in with all the runners kind of after that. I was actually going to play football, and I was like, Chris Sanchez, the kid in my thing, got first. So my goal was just to get first over him. Not the long story short, the kid wound up dying. It's not funny at all. He died in a car crash.
That's sad, bro. Yeah, it's awful.
Died in a sad crash. So when I got first and I found that out, I was just like, well, this isn't right. So I actually went up to his mom. His mom was really good after. And I was like, hey, I wouldn't have got first if it wasn't for your son. But I got addicted to running after that for then. And I used to run like cross country. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do anything. This is the thing. And then I went out and played football. And it was just a different type of conditioning for football. And I got obsessed with football and doing that. Did that for a while. Well, that was when I was in the best shape of my life. Worked with a fitness coach, all that stuff when I was young, because I was the backup quarterback. Really got into it. Never really understood all the macros and stuff. They just told me, eat this, lift this, do this. And I was like, fine, whatever. And I was crazy enough, so I would do it. And then it led to just recently when we came out here. It's funny because I've always been athletic and I've always admired you and what you do and all this stuff. Anytime I see Grant or anybody talk about the warrior thing, like Caleb's totally down for that, like you're the one jumping in the pool there. But then fast forward today, I always would work out either if it was for sports or for girls. Those were my own two motivators. Just recently, because of so much stress of starting a consulting firm and paying and transferring money and this and taxes and all that, I've been working out for that. So I actually got with Josh, who's done so many fitness programs. You know Chris Gethin?
No.
He's this guy right here, Irish guy. I'll show him to him really quick.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing when I started my business. I was like, man, I got to show up and stay fit so I can keep showing up better for my business and performing.
So every morning I'll do, this is Chris Gethin.
Okay. Yeah, he's ripped.
Yeah, dude, he's a cool guy though. So he wants to sponsor Built by a Challenge.
Awesome.
He's big. I've talked to him. He's like, yeah, I want to be on your podcast. Dude, check out his video on YouTube. So I want to bring him into this.
So would you rather be like super fit, like calisthenic wise, like doing handstands and all this balance moves, like yoga stuff, or would you rather be like really big, like Chris, like here?
I don't know, dude. It always comes down to women for me, right? So like some of the women I always lost to the bigger guy with the tattoos all the time. So that's like maybe when I do it, right? But like, is that the right motivation? Like to change my whole thing? Like personally, I like my body how it is. I always liked it. I was really fit when I was quarterback. I actually could outlift to linemen, which always made me worried. I was like, man, our linemen are soft, Not all of them, but a few of them. I was like, well, I know to run away from that side. But look, if I show you this guy's thing, let's see. I just want to show you his voice. Well, I liked him. My brother showed him. I was like, who's this roided jerk? I don't like him. I used to hate all the big fitness guys. I like being more toned, lean, and I still like that person. Especially now I don't have a choice because I tore my So I was just talking to him on Instagram.
I can give you a general overview, and I would say 4 times a week. Probably no more than that if you're hitting DTP, especially because this really does take it out of you if you're doing it properly. It works your central nervous system. It works both your anaerobic and
So we joined his program a while ago. My brother did actually, right? Very likable guy.
aerobic
All right.
thresholds.
He does cage muscle, which is in GNC,
Yep.
as his own little thing. Really cool guy. So he's always like,
There you are.
when am I coming on the pod? Right. And his thing, because I've tagged him in all the workouts. So he like knows me. People tend to like me. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even in shape to like have this guy on. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I actually am gonna pitch to be a brand ambassador of probably one of his products.
Especially if you
He has pre-workout that I really like when I get back to Miami. Do you take any pre-workout or no?
Yeah, man. Occasionally I do. Sometimes I try to reduce stimulants and try to reduce caffeine intake, depending on when I cycle on and off and how I'm feeling. But yeah, currently I really enjoy the Redcon 1 product line. And I actually have a discount link in my bio if you want to click my link and do all that jazz. But yeah, Redcon 1 is, I feel like, good products. And I take their pre-workout. It's called Total War. There is a new product that I tried, my buddy turned me on to, that was really freaking awesome. It was more neurotropic. But I'm gonna probably switch over to that one. I forget what it's called though, so I'm not gonna mention it. But yeah, the Redcon 1 product line is really good. I like their protein, their MRE Light. I take that every day along with like Athletic Greens, since we're talking about supplements, kind of like my supplement routine. I've been taking Athletic Greens ever since Tim Ferriss dropped the 4-Hour Body back in 2010. So from 2010 until today, I've had a subscription to Athletic Greens. So for the last 13 years, I've been taking my Athletic Greens. So I think that adds, a lot of value as far as like kind of your health insurance. I'm very rarely sick. And here's the thing was, when you start running your body down as far as training really hard at high levels, you don't get enough recovery. You open yourself up more susceptibility to get sick. So it's always really good to take some good supplements, a lot of your vitamin C and a lot of greens. I like taking a lot of adaptogenic herbs and mushrooms along with my protein and my greens. So yeah, I typically just have protein and my Athletic Greens. That's why every single day. And then occasionally I'll add in some additional
plant protein or regular protein. Whey protein.
So the MRE Light is animal-based protein. So it's like beef protein, chicken protein, fish protein, rice. It has a little bit of rice. It's amazing. It tastes amazing. Let me actually MRE Light. Actually, let me grab can't quote all the ingredients, but yeah, it has.
Shout out to our sponsor today. I am Justin Settle, who went to church today. This is why I was putting this out, because I'll cut this up as a thing. Went to church. This guy I would not know. He is like, so he is smarter than Grant Cardone, okay, 100%, but nobody knows who he is. So he's getting branded now. I tried to pitch him to do personal branding before. I don't need that. Listen, and if you're watching, Justin, I love you like my older brother. One of the most high intensity guys. He owns a company called Virtual Solar Partner, where you can work anywhere and make about $25K a month selling solar. He gets qualified leads. I'm a brand ambassador of him. I'll shout him out eventually, but I didn't even know, dude. I'm shocked this guy went to church. I'm actually shocked about this. Shows that we're in the times for everybody, right? Because I would not even, if you told me this guy, I would not even tell he went to church, right? Right thing, right time, right reasons to be righteous today for the Lord. And he lives out here. He's selling his portion. I love him. Very good.
Oh, nice. Also, that was like California though.
Yeah, he lives in California. Yep. So, and also this chick here. So I'm surrounded by all these fitness influencers. This girl's a girl we're gonna be helping with her thing. She was at 10X. I did not know who she was. She knew who he was. She's the one that got very popular on it. So she's gonna be a part of our meetup. Do you ever go to LA or no?
Rarely. I've been out to LA like maybe twice.
Yeah, I don't really like LA personally.
I like Miami better.
Yeah, I love Miami, dude. I'm going there to pick up an award for most influential 2023.
Awesome, man. I saw that.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do. It is what it is. And then so these people.
I met her at 10X. You.
So she's coming down for.
She's on the magazine. She does a magazine, right?
Sure. Who knows, dude? All I know is she's in LA. Anytime I go, hey, I'm going to LA. Everybody says, let's meet up. So now I'm doing inner circle meetups. I'm selling tickets. Anybody inside my inner circle gets to come for free. And they're also doing where they get to go to the Grammys, all sponsored by this girl. She has a book coming out, Miss Trisha Love. We'll go through
nice.
She'll get mad at me here.
That'd be pretty cool to go to the Grammys.
Well, it's not the Grammys, the Grammy Center. It's where the Grammys are held at.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's where they're doing it in LA. Yes, it would be cool to do this. So this is all, where is it? She sent it here. It's me and her talking back and forth. So this is the LA Style Awards. So what's his name? You know Robert Hershevek?
Yeah.
So he's gonna be there, which is
Awesome.
cool. So I'm gonna get him on our new Coco. So this is a LA
LA
Style.
Style. Oh, this is her magazine. Is that, or
Yeah,
she's the one with the magazine?
What?
Yeah, she's the one with the magazine. Okay.
Yeah, she bought the magazine.
Cool.
Truth be told, so I'm gonna be there on June 21st or 22nd. We're doing a thing before. Oh, I didn't even see all these special guests here. Do we a mayor of Beverly Hills? Good political stuff. Oh, California State Treasurer. All right. And by the way, I just come here to network at these things. Like
Sure.
I'm gonna be speaking as well on it there. So it's gonna be a high thing. I think it's I know this guy, Devon Franklin. I don't know her. Do you know her, Jamie Lee?
No, I don't.
Neither do I, but she's like very popular. Everybody knows her. She knows her that. And then this guy, I think's mad cool. I always want to meet him, get him on my podcast. So
Robert?
yeah, I think he's mad.
Of course. I love him. Yeah, he's one of the coolest sharks.
So I'll tell him you say
One of my favorite sharks.
yeah. All right. So anyway, so how'd you get on Muscle and Fitness? They just saw you doing all this stuff here. Let me go back to the link here.
Yeah,
So-
I honestly don't know. I was just probably marketed toward it, and I filled out an application and applied to be featured. So went through a lot of elimination rounds. This is in the group, so we're still early on in the challenge. But yeah, that's me cycling there. And now I started racing more. I'm starting to get a lot more fit on the bike, man. That's a huge challenge for me. So that's kind of what happened with running.
All the time, dude. You're like how much is your life dedicated to fitness?
Well, every morning my schedule, my typical routine is 4:30 till 8 a.m. I'm working out. So every morning is Monday through Friday is 4:30 to 8, and then occasionally I'll throw in a hot yoga session Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and get another 3 hours in on top. So I'll be like that normally starts at 9. No, it's 8:30 to 9:30. So that would push me from 4:30 to 9:30.
Yeah, so my goal is to get my six-pack back in. We finished the diet here. I had it before when I played football. Now we're getting to the point where we're there. So I wake up a tour will wake me up at 4 a.m. We'll be at the gym. The gym opens at 5 here, Smart Fit.
Yeah, I just found some random photos that were in my phone to post. I actually didn't have like any professional photos done for this. They were just like whatever I just had in my phone ready to go.
This one seems like it was professional. I don't know if we can go zoom out.
No, I set that up on my sink in the bathroom. Miami bikes. Yeah, man.
So where are you located right now?
So yeah, I'm in Sunny Isles, Florida, like Sunny Isles Beach, right.
I love it over there.
Right at the beach. It's nice.
That's where Sunny Isles. That's where I'm actually we're gonna transfer over there in a second. Let me go in the notes. This is kind of what we wind up doing. And I'll have you break down this. And I'm looking for a new plan. This is why I wanted Josh to come on. Because Josh has been sick. He has a baby. But you have any kids?
Yeah, I have a 3-year-old. He just turned 3. His name's Aiden.
Okay. Is it true that you get baby weight once you get a baby? Like the guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, because my brother, who is never, how much do you weigh right now?
150, 148.
Okay. So that's always where my brother was at. And I remember there was a bubble where you could walk on water and you had to be 150 and under to do it.
Okay.
And my brother always weighed at 148. He could never get over 150. So I was like, oh, my brother's going to get to walk on the bubble. Well, that day on the scale, he weighed 150 and they didn't let him go on. And
really?
He was so upset because the whole time
he should have just ran around the block and
yeah, right.
Have been ready to go.
We thought, and I was always like 168, 170, 180, kind of in that thing, right? If I go heavy, like right now, I'm probably like 172. But let me show you here, Bill. But so what I've been doing, they have a gym up here. I work out in the gym by myself. I go up there early in the morning. I try and do like a half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay. On the treadmill. I know it's not like outside and all that stuff, but I try and do that to get up a sweat at a heavy pace. And then I do abs right after that. And then I do a workout. And the workout we wound up doing, which we're going to switch then probably, was this one here. And we had a few people sign up in the program and we shared the note. So you can share iPhone notes. Do you have an iPhone or anything like that or no?
Yeah, I'm an iPhone guy.
Yeah, so you can do, here's Brandon. I don't even know if it's even in here. Let's see, notes. Built by AI. It's on my phone. Never done. Should just turn over here. Training videos, shortcut. Dude, I have so much work to do. I just like short toss everything in here. Was on my task, brand ambassador sheet, PBA
So
master.
the best workout program. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
This is AI. AI created this for you.
Yeah, on Chris
Love it.
Gethin. So
Love
that
it.
guy,
Love
Chris
it.
Gethin. So this is the food. We actually have a more detailed diet, but
Sure.
it's all this stuff, right?
That's
So,
exactly what my diet looks like. I have a free diet
oh, is it
guide.
right?
I'd be more than happy to share with you.
Oh yeah, so dude, what I think we should do is whatever you want to call Ault4, whatever
Alt
it is.
F4. So yeah, so the concept was Alt F4. Alt's obviously my last name. On the computer, when you click Alt F4, it's like the clear all tab, like clears all your windows. And the concept is for most people, if they want to get back in shape, they have bad habits that they started creating. Bad routines, and they're, they kind of just need like a little jump start. So they just need to clear all the windows and start over with kind of like a new routine or a new fresh habits in a way. So kind of what I put together was a 13-week program where each week you only focus on adding one new thing and maybe replacing something else, right? And it's not necessarily adding, because that can be a challenge for some people, is adding. So for like alcohol, for instance, take away alcohol out of your diet, and what are you going to replace it with? So what I did is I replaced with like just sparkling water. I started really enjoying sparkling water. So instead of having a beer after every single run, you kind of get in a habit of drinking beer after the run. I'm like, oh, I just got to have a six pack.
By the way, we did Warrior Dash or whatever, and they all had beers after.
Yeah.
I was playing football. There was a time when I was coding my software that I gave up drinking for the longest time. Now I'll have a beer every once in a while, but if I start a whole plan, actually I haven't had a beer in forever. But I just was like, how do people do that right after fitness? Like I never got it.
It's probably the best feeling because you just kind of dehydrated in a way and you haven't eaten anything. So it's like an empty stomach, probably, if you run a marathon. And then you start drinking beer, and you kind of get this really nice high little buzz really fast. But I know, right? So I started supplementing beer, started eliminating the beer from after a workout or after a ride or a run, and just started drinking sparkling water. So you still get that carbonation, kind of still get that sensation in your mouth, like you're drinking beer, but it's just water. So that's kind of like one little hack that
Andrew Tate thing, sparkling water only, right?
I drink. We go through probably 48 4 cases a week, like the 48 pack from Costco.
My whole community, which is growing, we're running ads into, and there's Andrew Tate has his war room. There's this other guy who's kind of like, he does all the whole chick life. I forget his name. I don't even get his name, but they all sell it. And so all these high level entrepreneurs, they want to smoke cigars, they want to shoot guns, and they want to do something crazy. This is all my big 50K clients, right? So we're building something. We're going to launch it in January. And we're going to do something like that. And I'm just a big connector, man. That's all I kind of am. I'm like, hey, here it is. As people say, Jeff, what do you do? And I definitely do personal branding and all that too. But I do consulting. I'm always able to connect people to everything and build it up big, right?
Awesome.
But what was the first money you ever made online?
Man, that's a great question. First money I made online. At one point I was promoting another product, and really in crypto space, we were doing a new crypto product launch, and I sold some products.
Was it one of those pump and dump ones?
Yeah, well, it actually was a pretty cool concept at the time. But yeah, there's this app that came with a new token, and yeah, I did get pumped pretty high, and I should have definitely sold my early position because I got a decent chunk of that token because I was an early adopter. And yeah, then they just dumped it. And the business probably fell apart, but it was fun and exciting for the first year. It was an awesome launch. It was an awesome concept, awesome product. And then it kind of just went sideways, but really cool idea. But yeah.
Do you know who Bobby Awad is?
Man, I'm really bad with a lot of names.
Joe Vargas. Okay, well,
I don't follow a lot of people. I know Joe Vargas, but yeah.
Okay, so she's married to Joe Vargas now.
Okay.
One of Elena Cardon's friends. I'm gonna get very in
Okay.
trouble live on this. I'm gonna be careful what I said. Joe Vargas wound up hating me because of a whole story, but it's all cool. I love him. He reminds me of my older brother. And at the time, Bobby, this is why he hates me, was kind of talking.
I know Bobby, and
yeah. So I invested in some crypto thing for $1,000, and I don't think it worked out too well. But anyway, that it was no worries. But I always think of that when it comes down to that stuff.
Yeah, she married the Cloud9, right?
Yeah, she married Joe Vargas. Dude, during COVID, I was just starting my coaching business. I had the old Lego changing lives.
It was like a last minute marriage proposal, right? Like nobody knew that they were even dating.
Literally, and I shouldn't say this on live, but I will. I don't think it'll go anywhere. I'm only live on all this shit.
Oh man.
But I was actually going down. How I got the interview Elena on my podcast was through her. And Elena Bobby was asking Elena, should I date Jeff? Like afterwards is the thing. That was the one that got away. No, dude, I would have never dated her. The whole allure of it. I was all thinking I could like sell her on something, you know. That was the whole. I was right at that point. I was acting bigger than I was. My Russian coach threatened to delete my software. My 4U was in pain, and my window guy laid me off. So now I'm talking to this girl who likes me. I'm like, what product can I build that she'll buy? And then if she can, Elena will do it. And so that's how I got in the coaching business by necessity, right? And it's just now turned into consulting business and just think. All right, this was the first money I made online. Oops. Oh, we're launching Make More Money podcast season 2, and then we're gonna build a studio. But this video right here, did you see this one?
Yeah.
So this one here, this is Josh. Was the way, and I'm gonna tell the story behind it really quick. And here, let's do a sort of visual.
Made online, and thousands of others have done it this way. Was this? They sold fitness, get in shape, and the best. I
just finished a workout
program,
and you know how you feel like all fit when you do a workout. Like look here, right there's my shirt now
on the same time.
Not the same at all.
AI,
way worse, you know.
Literally built by AI,
but I look good there. So
you look great.
Pros and everything.
No, not dude. I'm not where I want to be. I look at you. That's what I want to do.
The transformation.
I'm actually, I'm trying to lose a few more body, fat percentages, points, or what do you want to say?
So I got to figure out. Maybe I got to get the scale. You have the 3D one. I don't know. I gotta
pretty
figure
cool.
out that.
No, to be honest, the one I use every day is called Fit Track. It's an amazing scale. It has a great app, and it's just as accurate as my 3D scanner as far as body fat percentage goes. It's almost identical in as far as the measurements are concerned. So that's why I validate that one, because the 3D health scanner is freaking amazing. And the Fit Track scale is just as good. I think you can buy it for like $89, $129 max, I think.
Okay, so you have vote for me here. So people go to follow you at Caleb.alt, then you have to vote for me here. And then we have your link tree, which you have Redcon in.
Yeah, there's a little affiliate link at the bottom there. You can also buy me a coffee.
Wait, you have Kagan water too?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I gotta hit you up when I move to Miami, get my spot, because I definitely want to.
You want a Kagan water, bro? I'll sell you some Kagan water.
I know you will. You're the person, by the way. Sorry, Miss Stephanie, Miss Kagan water.
One of my favorite hydration specialists, though. She's not a big fan of the Kagan water, but Tracy does. She's a freaking water expert, and she has some really cool products as well, as far as when it comes to water. But reverse osmosis is probably just the best, and then you can put it through it's not an aerator, but it's
you literally are a serial entrepreneur.
I try to do a little bit of everything, but now I'm getting a lot more into the real estate space and AI space and the lending space. So
where's for Redcon? Right here?
Right. Yeah. Fitness nutrition.
All right. Cause I've done this before. Josh knows about that. I wish Josh was on here, cause he would just tell me what to do, and I do. I know I've bought this stuff and done it.
Yeah, Total War is a pretty good product, the MRE Lite. So that is whole food protein. It's beef protein, pea protein, rice protein, chicken protein, egg protein, and salmon protein. So it's freaking awesome.
You have an affiliate link here?
Yeah, it's already coded in there. It's at the top. As long as you check out with my link, it should track.
I just don't know if it ships to Colombia, dude. It's so hard to get good creatine and not good pre-workout here.
So I actually just got a new creatine product trying out this week.
Yeah, I did creatine when I played football. I didn't
No,
like
I haven't done creatine since I was in high school. I haven't
that.
touched
That's
creatine.
basically when I did creatine. I
Yeah.
kind of hired around it. I don't know that if I want to get big, I think that's what I would do, for some water weight.
Well,
You know?
I don't know if it's necessarily trying to get big. So for me, the reason why I started doing creatine, why I'm starting to do creatine, is to increase recovery time, so I can go harder the next day. So I've been having. So for instance, yesterday I did a 52 mile ride down to Coral Gables and back, and we hammered it on the way back. Like, when I mean by hammered it on the way back, we were flying like, at one point we were at mile 31, almost 32, and I'm like, okay, I got 20 miles left, and I am at the front pulling 32 miles an hour, and I'm gonna have to do this for another 20 miles. So I'm gonna back off and kind of let somebody else do some work. And then we went over the Key Biscayne Bridge. It was a lot of fun and came back. But yeah, it wasn't like a long distance ride, but I put down a lot of power and a hard effort. So it was a challenging ride. And today I just was wiped out from it. So creatine and carbohydrates afterwards. Another product I take when I was running a lot was a product called Endurox R4. It's a 4-to-1 carbohydrate protein ratio product that has L-glutamine. And if you take that within 30 minutes of a run or hard effort, your muscles are going to recover a lot quicker, for sure.
Well, nice work. I didn't want to.
Yeah, I appreciate those votes, man. That's awesome.
We'll do more. So wait,
You're one of the biggest supporters. Amazing. Thanks,
can
Jeff.
you see where? Yeah, we might just.
Yeah, you want to see where people are at?
Yeah. Can we? Can you share your screen?
Yeah, I think you can. I can't share my screen unless you let me, but let me see if I can.
Now, dude. By the way, there was another call I'm supposed to have, and I'm
Go ahead.
No, it's all right. This is too much. When do we get to do this? So literally, what I want to do. I'll actually, before you share your screen, let me show this. Man, I'll show this really quick.
Let me see if I can log in.
I'm waiting for the Wi-Fi to stop working any moment, but it's actually been solid. Are you there? Or are you just quiet?
No, I'm still here. I'm just trying to find this link for my dashboard.
I can probably go into it here. All right, but this is what I want to build out, and I'm sure. Do you have one of these already built out for your fitness stuff?
Let me see.
Or anything?
No, no, man. No, my fitness thing was really a little side project because my wife wanted me to challenge her to lose weight. So I created this entire fitness challenge just so I could give my wife an opportunity to win some money.
Oh, did it work? Or not?
Of course it worked.
So what you created, if she lost weight, then you'd give her money.
Yeah, well, it was within the framework. I mean, I wanted her to win. So I created the framework of the challenge, and everybody that participated had to pay to get in, but she had to pay to get in too.
Right.
But I'm like, you have to beat all these other people to win the prize money.
Right.
So it gave her a reason to kind of show up in the morning, right? And
I think that's great, man. I think so. Do you have a current program going on right now?
Well, I'm working out with her every morning.
So I've been tracking my workouts because whatever following I have, whatever influence, people I said, DM me AI if you want to do the Built by AI training. I've already had a bunch of people, this guy, Corey, and everything like that. I wasn't going to sell. I was just going to bring them into it. But I figured with your expertise and Josh's expertise, Josh's like, I don't want to sell it. I just want someone to work out with. Just want to show you to him. But me, I like to sell everything, right? So that's just me. I'm born that way. Okay.
I get it.
And I feel like people pay attention more, right? So I'm thinking we take one of your ebooks. What's the most valuable ebook you have? What's the least valuable ebook you have right now?
The least valuable?
I know
I think I only have like 6 ebooks right now.
Okay, perfect. So you only need 2. I know. There's one of my 50K clients. He went to ChatGPT. Dude, one of my graphics people quit. He made like 12.
You're making me want to go write like 12 ebooks tomorrow, the way you just mentioned it. Like, man, I just need to go create some ebooks.
I already have those. No, dude, they weren't. I made him rewrite them because I was like, dude, you got to make your story and your brand. You can't just like, and technically you can though. By the way, we're doing, and depending on how it is, I think I reached out to you. Grant reached out to me when I put it up there. Me and Tony Delgado, for everything that we're doing, are going to do an AI summit. And Peter Neves, who's the IP director, who actually let it know I was at Billie Jean's AI summit, he spoke there, and he goes, anybody who, as long as you copyright your own ChatGPT stuff, you actually own it because you put
it's your stuff. Yeah, you put the prompt in. Yeah.
And so the guy knew it, but I told Ron, I was like, man, I was like, I get it, but like, you're just doing a thing you're already a multimillionaire. You're doing stuff to get free, quick money by just doing it. Like, put a little bit personal story, it builds your brand bigger. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So.
No, I could definitely do more on my personal brand. I haven't really tried very hard to build my personal brand.
Well, so you just did it right here. So all by you telling all these stories, we included one of those stories that you just said in the front of one of your ebooks. That's what makes it go on. I still wrote an ebook today that people still talk about called The Best Instagram Guide Ever. That's on Amazon that I did all long time when I did that, when I was trying to sell my software. So I did this whole value, like 5 years ago, I did the whole value letter. I had the best Instagram ever, right? And then I sold my software and I went up here. But these are a few things. So what I would do is I would do a free opt-in, a page from a book. Then we take your mode. What's the best ebook you have right now?
Man, I don't really sell it. It was a program. I included it.
Right. Okay. So we're going to sell it, right? This is how
Sure.
we do it. So we
Sure.
just put a price on it. Okay. $49. And then you can always give it away. Like, here's the thing about marketing. You can always, people just give stuff away with programs. You can always come down and do it, but you always might do the price all made up, right? So then you have the $49 thing. Then this is the $397 or $299 13-week challenge, whatever it is, built by AI right here, right? Then as you get it and record everything and things, then you put it into a course, right? That's your signature course, $997.
Right. Yep.
Bigger course. And then as that happens, now your brand gets bigger because you do it. You're where I'm at, where I get 20 to 50K to 100K consulting value. We have a guy probably sign up for 50K tomorrow. That's the process. This is the
amazing. I love it.
Right. So this is exactly what I kind of want. We're doing it live, but this is kind
So
of
how much you charge for me to set this up with you?
Well,
we can talk offline if you want.
For you, man, you're kind of, by the way, I gave this to you. You watched the price increase as I've known you. You remember?
Yeah, of course.
My hand out a deal. Do you remember what the deal was?
Bro, I don't, but I do remember we made some sort of arrangement or deal, and then I got busy doing some stuff.
I feel man of my word. I should really like. We'll talk offline because
I feel like we could definitely share as far as it comes from the knowledge as far as the last 2 years. Well, since 2019, I've really I've been a student of real estate, all parts of real estate.
Well, that's good because I need to buy. I was talked by my accounting girl who's really upset at me because we acquired the video editing company. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You make profit. You go all there." I was like, "Ed, it's going to pan out. It'll be fine." Probably shouldn't have done it. Kind of back when Alex Ramosi did Prestige Labs and did it. I kind of same mistake where I was like, "Well, this would be great. It'll make us more money." Oh wait, I have to do marketing and sales for this too and build this whole other business. So it's really been girls want to hang out here in Colombia. And I'm like, no, I got to build another company.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So
that's the one thing for me, man, is like, I've said no to more things now that I work out. I wake up at 4:30. I go for a ride at 6:37 in the morning. Like, I would much rather get on my bike at 6:30 or 7 in the morning than be passed out from a party, staying up till 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh yeah,
drinking and dancing and partying and being hungover for the next 12
too.
hours.
Me too.
It's miserable.
I'll tell you something offline here, but Arturo, who's definitely enjoying more of the Colombia scene because
I'm sure.
So I'm getting the overlay from it. And dude, all the time I'm like, I want to run for president. I can't be around this stuff that keeps happening. But yeah, in all fairness, dude, I think, let's definitely set it all up too. I mean, we have a lot of synergies. So what do you know about-
So right now, Jeff Cunningham is the number 3 contributor to Caleb Ault in the running for Mr. Health and Fitness.
Can you share that and how many spots we're away and what we need to do?
I can't log in on my computer because I don't know the login credentials.
Can
it's
I
on my
log
phone.
in here or no?
It's on my phone. I don't know what the login is.
I hate that.
I can share my phone. I can log in on my phone. Share it.
So how do we, can I see anything in here?
So I'm 4th. So you can share it to your profile, but I'm 4th place right now. I don't know how far away I am from 1st, but so far I can tell you how much I've had contributed. There's 125.
Can you see like the free votes or no?
So the last couple free votes was Jeff. You voted 2 days ago, and Emmanuel voted 2 days ago, and then recent free votes, Jeff voted, Noel voted, and JJ voted a day ago. So yeah, I can see the last 3 votes, and then I can see the last recent +2 votes. Let's see, then I can have comments. So Seth commented, crush it. Amanda Barely, she contributed. Appreciate that. Thanks, Amanda. Emmanuel, he commented, so I can see that. And then Laura Bryan, she's one of my biggest contributors, so I owe it fourth place really all to her because she's contributed the most so far, over 600 votes from Laura. So appreciate that. And my wife.
So this might not go anywhere, and this is just me. Anytime I'm on it, just forcing out something. So this guy, vote now and qualify to win. So we'll give away a 397 13-week weight loss challenge, Ault4, right?
Yeah, but all F, like, I don't know if F4 is gonna like brand me, but
F4?
yeah, the F4 is like the Alt F4 is like on the computer. It's like that reset. So
Get one word together or no?
sure, I think it looks great. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Let me just, I'll tag you in here.
Yeah, so yeah, the concept initially, started as a weight loss challenge at a running store. And I was actually, it was after winter. So after winter, you kind of go through this phase of not working out as much, not running as much because it's cold and you don't feel like running when it's 21 degrees outside. So you put on a little bit of weight over the winter, off the holidays and everything. So coming back into spring, came into the running store and I was like, oh, there's some new shirts. I'm like, hey, you got this in a small? My buddy's like, bro, I think you're gonna need that in a large. So I was like, what? I haven't gained that much weight, have I? Damn, I'm gonna start a weight loss challenge. Who wants to challenge me in losing weight? I bet I can lose more weight than you guys in the next like 60 days or something like that. So that's kind of how the original like weight loss challenge started, was at the running store, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it kind of kept going from there.
So because you're such a jack of all trades and a master and everything, the first way I ever made money was a Facebook group I did Dr. Hyman's 10-day cleanse. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it. I think so.
It's pretty good, man. It's a way to get cleansed, almost like what
Sure.
Ault4. I did it with my brother, actually. So I would literally, this is a true story. I literally was selling solar at the time. I'm doing this cleanse. The cleanse was phenomenal. So I bought a table, whatever, $750,000 for a table to sell solar leads at this event. I go to the event and it's a health and wellness event. Okay. And nobody there is really interested in solar. They're all older. So I had the hoodies that I was trying to sell on drop shipping. So I brought a bunch of the hoodies for my car. I put out a price that they could win a free hoodie if they signed up. And then I created out of nowhere. I took basically his 10-day cleanse and I put it on a Facebook. I called it the How Diet and I called it the Health Over Wealth. And dude, people loved it. People are like, oh, we'll sign up for the challenge. And so I had more people sign up for that than solar. So then I started a little Facebook group and my brother was
awesome.
Like, by the way, I did this before I ever even did photography. I've always like been the guy who can market it. And then I needed someone to fulfill it, right? The true entrepreneur. So I remember Josh being like, you can't do that. And I reached out to Dr. Hyman and they were like, yeah,
I think we could be good partners because I've always needed the guy that goes out there and sells everything.
Well, and then so
and I can do all the back end.
Right. Yeah.
So
100%. So I think, yeah, strategy. So we're definitely going to do this. Let's do it because but Josh is getting sick. He has a baby. I get up at 4 a.m. anyway. I need to work out on this stuff too. And actually there's this here 75 hard chat.
Yep. Yeah. That's a pretty cool challenge. I've always been afraid of that challenge, to be honest. I've never done it because it's a pretty challenging challenge. It's probably one of the hardest challenges I've actually ever seen.
Yeah, I don't really think it's that hard.
Well, for me, because it is like, it's, 2 workouts a day. One workout has to be outside. It's not a big deal. And I normally do like, because I don't know, I feel like I do 2 45-minute workouts every day. My biggest thing with the 75 hard is it goes against my recovery type philosophy. So I have like recovery weekends and my diet is not clean on the weekends. So thanks to Tim Ferriss, I've actually been implemented kind of like his slow carb diet for the last 13 years as well. I've been on that for the last 13 years as far as with his, and I've implemented a couple different changes here and there and mixed it up a little bit, but just trying to keep it simple. And I'm in a really good place and it works really well for me. So going to where no cheat days, I think that's part of the 75 hard, no cheat days for 75 days. I have to be a little more committed to that challenge. If I have a photo shoot coming up,
we could do that on the back end of 13. So I actually like Alex Hormozi's thing. Do you know Alex Hormozi's plan?
I don't.
Dude, this is awesome because guess what it all comes down to? All these programs, guess what they all come down to? Accounting.
I mean, to me, it's all about consistency.
Well, consistency, but how do you measure what you eat? What's
Oh,
what's the-
I don't care.
Okay. Well, if you were, okay, for someone who's dropping weight, what do they usually measure?
Well, you might normally measure calories, but I don't think
Right.
that's
Okay,
very
so that's
good.
it. So I never realized this until Hormozy came out with
You
this
shouldn't
video.
measure calories. I think Alex is good. He just talks about eating your protein. Like as long as you grab your protein, you're good.
Right, protein and then measure the calories. So he does this whole thing, dude. It's literally one of the best. He just redid the video. I wanted to show it, but
Hey, maybe I'll change.
well, no, because you can eat whatever you want. You can have
That's-
dessert.
It's pretty much what I do. I mean, I try not to eat dessert. I eat dessert Friday and Saturday, and that's like it. Friday night. So I have this little. So again, I do a lot of intermittent fasting, and you're buffering now. So I'm not sure if you still have me. Oh,
I gotta close all this.
so I do a lot of intermittent fasting with slow carb and like I do, what do you call it? Carb backloading. So I do carb backloading and I do carb cycling along with intermittent fasting. So, you know, balancing all that throughout the week, to me, it's pretty easy because Monday through Friday, I'm pretty strict. But when I'm trying to like drop weight, my last meal for the weekend is Thursday morning, breakfast Thursday morning. And then I'll take my protein shake around 10 a.m. And that's it until Friday night when we go out to eat dinner. Well, I'll normally go have a nice steak, eat whatever, probably have like, mashed potatoes or whatever. I eat whatever I feel like eating. And then I have a nice dessert. And then Saturday, pretty much snacking all day long Saturday. We eat decent, good snacks, nothing too crazy. I don't have an M&M here and there because they're pretty freaking amazing. And then Sunday, right back on the well, we eat brunch pretty hardcore Sunday morning. And then after brunch, I'm pretty much done for the week. That's it. And then it's clean eating Monday through Friday again. And that's typically my routine.
You think for this, like we could share one of your plans, put it in here, right? And I thought that it's shareable.
Sure. Yeah, I actually have it. Actually, let me pull it up. I can share it actually on here. It's a decent plan. I really like my ebook. I'll share that with you as well.
We should probably stop going live now because this is stuff we're gonna sell.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have to share it. We can share it later.
No, we can share it, but let's stop going live now. I mean, you can share it, but nobody watches this anyway. Let's just cut it up. Like, well, share it. You share it. We're fine. We'll stop live.
Let's see.
Here, actually, before you do that, let me do this. Let me see if my thing stopped buffering because I had to close out everything. It's actually Josh doing a chat. Let me see, www.youtube. No, but when we shook hands years ago at that, and I
remember you said you're going to do something for me. We're going to do something together. I can't recall what it was.
So yeah, it was basically the same strategy that now, because of Aturo, it's just been going up and up and up in value. And then I've just been like Hormozy providing more. So we provide the templates, the funnels, everything like that too, etc. Right. But yeah, I almost think, but give it to, it's kind of in the same niche of this. Let me wait. I want to show Hormozy diet. Well, all right. So this is it. So this is never skip dessert. And then this was his old one he did. I watched this one. I was obsessed with this one.
In today's video.
Oh yeah, I got rid of YouTube Premium. I actually have a free trial as soon as they were censoring my videos, and I bought Twitter Blue.
Buckle up and
So he explained
2,000 calories. Very simple.
Oh,
right?
I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, so this is good. So he basically redid the video just recently because now he has new video editors and it's way better. And this is 5 minutes of it, just explain it really quick. Goes this. But I'd almost rather do this type of plan than 75 hard. Nothing against Andy Frisella. I love Andy Frisella and all them.
Yeah, it's just really for me. It's hard. It's hard to create a lifestyle out of it. So what I've done with my diet is create a lifestyle diet in a way, not a diet like diet. It's more of like a live it. Like, can I live like this for forever? So I wanted to create a diet or a strategy that allows me to be flexible on my week to week and not have to be that guy that says, oh, I'm on a diet. I can't have that. I'm on a diet.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't want that either. That's why I like
eating, whatever. The last 10 years, I've pretty much eaten the exact same way. Be able to have business dinners, be able to have drinks. Many of the entrepreneurs that I know who've seen me eat.
This is what I do. I do all this.
Right. So that's my point. I think you do kind of the same thing, right? So,
and they never go back. What I'm not saying is this is the most scientifically researched, whatever.
Mine is not scientifically researched either.
Number one is you have to figure out what your goal is. You're either trying to get bigger, you're trying to get smaller. From there, you start at number 7 all the way up to 21. My videographers will put it right here, 7 to 21. And every 3, you go from extreme weight loss to moderate weight loss to maintenance.
I'm at maintenance. Really.
Moderate weight gain to extreme weight gain. All you have to do is multiply your body weight. So I'm going to use 200 pounds as my average because it's easy with math. So let's say I'm a 200-pound guy and I want to get leaner. I'm going to go to moderate cut, which is the second from the bottom here of these 3, which you've got 10, 11, 12. And I'm going to say 10 because it's easy math. And so I'm going to multiply 200, which is my weight, times 10, which is this coefficient.
2,000 calories.
Is me, drum roll please, 2,000 calories. All right. Now, if you're like, doesn't it change? What about my exercise? And what if I have a physical job? Doesn't really matter. If you lose too much weight too fast, go to 11. You can adjust it. We've got 2,000 calories. Great. Here's step 3. You multiply your weight.
This makes it so easy though, bro. This is
multiply it by 1.
Right, dude. Really so easy. So I watched.
Keep going, man. This is fire. I love this.
Fire, right?
Protein.
Yeah. I love it.
Science nerds would be like, you can.
This is what I do. I try to get one gram per pound.
Don't give a shit. Every pound of lean meat, white fish, ground turkey breast, 96.4 ground beef, shrimp, whatever. A pound is 100 grams of protein. So if you need 200 grams, you need 2 pounds. And that's if you exclusively ate meat. I tend to eat over my 1 gram per pound. I like eating protein. It fills me up. I feel good on it. That's why I do it. If you don't eat as much, don't. Now we're back to the math. This is the last step.
I love it.
We have 2,000 calories, and we know we have.
Dude, he already agreed to do. We're gonna do a mastermind on March.
This is the best philosophy ever, bro. Like it makes so much sense. So that was my goal when I was powerlifting. It was like I needed to get 1 pound of protein per body weight, and then when I was cutting weight, I just didn't eat carbohydrates really, and that automatically cuts out calories pretty substantially. And I just ate protein for the most part, and I'd cut weight. And same on my cycling. So I'll burn on a bike 1,000 to 1,500 calories a day. And then in the gym, I probably burn another 500. So I'm burning like 2,000 calories a day.
How do you tell how many you burn in the gym with your Apple Watch?
So I don't have an Apple Watch and I haven't used this Whoop in a while, but this is a Whoop. It's a little fitness tracking band. I really don't care about calories too much. It's kind of cool to say how many calories you burn when you do a marathon or 100-mile ride or cross Florida or something crazy. You see, oh, I burned 7,500 calories. Oh, that's crazy. But heart rate, heart rate monitor. I have a Garmin, and when I ride my bike, I have a heart rate monitor and I have my Garmin computer that tells me it's pretty accurate. And then I have the Whoop data, but I haven't done the Apple Watch. I don't know why I haven't gotten.
I love my Apple Watch in Miami. I will tell.
My wife loves hers. She can't live without it.
I heard. Do you know Leah Halpern? That is.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
She's anti-establishment, really good girl. I think she's dating somebody, but we might, if that doesn't work out, we might go on a date. We locked eyes at an event. It was very special. She encouraged me to run for president. And then her friend there was like, do you want her as the first lady? And I was like falling in love. And I was like, no, not at all. Right. To play cool. And then she came up. And at the time, the girl I wound up falling for in Miami, she like weaseled her way in because saw this girl talking to me to introduce herself. True story on all this stuff. Right. I will admit, people are like, by the way, I'm going to MITT training. It's trauma-based training. You ever been to it, MITT? So it's trauma. I definitely 100% have this. Cole Hatter. Do you know Cole Hatter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He tells the story. He had this. I have this too. I even have this with my business partners, even anybody I go through. I
love Cole. He's taught some great NLP.
Cole Hatter is one of the best speakers.
He's amazing.
I've ever seen. When I do an event, I'm going to have him on.
He's awesome.
He's supposed to come on my podcast and I missed out on stuff. But he talked about a few things, influential moments and consequential moments. And then he shared a story about he was too afraid because he lost one of his friends or whatever. I could almost cry about to add his wife on and kept pushing her away because of that. And dude, every girl that's like perfect for me, the reason why I'm single and I do this girl actually hit me up the other day. I was telling her, it's $50,000.
You push them all away.
Oh yeah, dude, I have commitment issues. Lost my dog, lost my mom, lost my brother. So I saw what it did to my dad. And I was like, I was actually in the apartment with the girl living with for a month, and I was picturing if she had breast cancer, how like bad that would be. So I was like, undoing it. So it's crazy. Like I'm aware of it. I went to some like trauma coaching stuff. So now we're going to go to MITT. I'm actually going to get it for Arturo's coming, Caesar's coming. We're all going to go to it. Everybody's been through some sort of trauma. But I think like, to me, I've always been the man of like, you just overcome it, but I keep self-sabotaging. I'm realizing I'm doing this, right? So it's a part of growth. And the girl actually hit me up. This girl who I was trying to sell on the brand ambassador thing, she thought we were catching up. I'm in my sales mode, right? She's like, man, you have a product for everything. I thought we were catching up. I was like, well, I'll rebook it. And she goes, you know, Jeff, she goes, I don't like your brand online because it seems like you're insecure about women and you have another girl in there. And I said, yeah, I said, that's 100% it. I said, at least I'm authentic to my brand. I have no clue what I'm doing with women. And she obviously, I'm going to say obviously, but every girl, dude, gets on and like, this guy's so driven. I could date him. I see them do all this. I'm like, okay, this is the product I have for you. Does it work? Right. So it's kind of where we're at, but I love them all. So what was I going to say? Oh, but back to his training. So I think we should do his diet, which is basically your diet.
I'm down. I love this diet. This is exactly what I would teach.
And that's why I want to show it to you. Like, I think there's so many synergies on this.
Because everybody wants to know what. So I don't like saying, oh, you can't have this, can't have that. I try to keep it really simple. So in my book, I actually talk about kind of like what to avoid. And I just keep it super simple.
Is one of your books anywhere or not? Or no?
No. Yeah, it's just online. I give it away. But yeah, so here's my, my books here. Here's my weight loss diet guide. So if you're interested in learning more about the diet guide, we have that here available. You lose some weight. This is kind of my philosophy. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, my journey, my philosophy, we have meal plans, some recipes, kind of cool. And the actual weight loss wars is a workout guide, and then the actual 13-week challenges. So this is kind of what I put together for the weight loss challenge that we've done in the past. So
yeah, I think you definitely have the context. We'll cut up a few of these spots on it here. We'll put it all into a value ladder. We'll figure out however we can do it. So what are you investing in real estate? You JV in bigger units, or you're buying what are you doing with that?
Yeah, so in real estate, we have a lot going on. We're trying to build this entire ecosystem where really just building a nice network and knowing and organizing the players and knowing who the players are and where they, because in real estate, you have your acquisitions, which we're awesome at the acquisition side, but you have to have your closers. So this last year, we've been able to recruit over 600 agents to partner with us with our acquisitions. But the issue is trying to get them to close our deals. They're not closers. They're either too busy or lazy. They either have
a lot of agents, a lot of real estate. When you told me you guys were first going in this, and at least you were with, I was like, man, there was a guy that I think you know him, was Waldo. And I would never, no offense to any real estate agents, there's only a very few, Josh Brown, that are killers that I would do, but most of them look the part. They act like they have money.
They live off of their warm referrals, like the soccer mom at their kid's t-ball game. They're gonna go, oh, I have this house, I'm trying to buy a house now. Oh, I can help you. I'm a real estate agent. And that's really how they survive. And the average real estate agent in the United States makes less than $60,000 a year. So our goal is to find, the 300 killers, right? And partner with them that they can just go and crush.
Well, I know one that's really good. His name's Josh Brown. He's literally called the Iron Agent. He's not that type of guy. He does it. He's in Connecticut. I've been trying to get him onto my consulting firm for a while because he's the one who told me to read Think and Grow Rich. I called him. He's on my YouTube channel, and I said to him, hey man, I think I wasted a ton of money. I spent $997 on a scammy course about real estate. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I still remember the call. I said, I have 2 questions for you. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And he's a cool dude. You love him too. He talks a lot, but we all do. So he goes, and I go, I asked him, are you a multifamily investor? And he goes, yes. And I said, do you know of Grant Cardone? And he goes, yes. And I go, one other question. Did you read Think and Grow Rich? And he goes, yes. I said, okay, then you're my realtor. And I said, I'm going to buy a thing. I said, I don't know what I did. So I literally went out before I got him, and I went and got, because I was still teaching and waiting tables at the time. So I was making like 28, 30K a year. And then I made some money in the thing. So I was really making on paper, 50K or something, nothing crazy. Right. But I did all the math. I watched a video I went to that scammy thing. I watched a Grant Cardone video of it. I went and got an approved lender. I got approved up to 250K of lending if we could do it like a pre-approved letter. And I went around shopping with it. And Josh Brown was like, wow, you're really smart. And my brother, who was like talking about NOI and all that, I had no clues. The best thing I ever did, actually, still the best thing, what helped me launch the money was the sale. That's what I was able to
Yeah.
pour all
Yeah, that's awesome.
into it. So it was the best thing. Everybody yelled at me, dude, don't get me wrong. And I learned so much about it. The first few months, by the way, I cash flowed. I felt like, dude, I had no debt. I'm making all this money. I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna be a millionaire, no problem. What happened was, by that time, because I'm a risky entrepreneur, I'm doing a bunch of things. That's when I coded the AI lead generation software with a mod, and I started taking the cash flow out of it, investing in the software. Totally risky thing to do. But I was like, okay, but
so instead of paying down the debt and servicing the debt, you're investing it into
my
AI
software.
project.
I thought the software would make up, and the software started making money online. We made like 27K our first month. So I was like, oh, this is going to be easy, because basically we're selling.
But you're still servicing the debt, or you didn't have any debt on the property? You paid cash?
No, I was still servicing the debt.
Oh, okay.
So I got in trouble. But then what happened was, but it was still good, because it was basically I was making $1,300 a month on it or whatever, right? So I was doing that. I had some money in savings for like repairs. And then I wound up leaving teaching after that, selling windows. So now I was making 5K a week or something. So I was like, oh, I could always make money for repairs out of selling windows, right? Was my thought process. But then the software kept getting more money. So I kept pumping money in the software. So then I had needed money for repairs. Then the worst thing ever happened, COVID hit. None of my tenants, one of my tenants moved out. Few of them couldn't pay. I knew nothing. I applied for forbearance. I went down. This is the book coming out, Getting Rich in Recession. And dude, it's crazy, dude. I still remember my furnace guy who I ordered a new furnace. He's like, oh, dude, pay me $1,000 later. He called me right when everything was going through the world. Hey, man, I can use that $1,000. One of my video editor business, because of it, his name's Malachi. We did a whole video edit for something. He's like, hey, man, I never got paid on it. I just got laid off from both my jobs, because they're like, you're Jeff the Entrepreneur, you can make money, right? Because I had this big brand, right? The bartending job, because the restaurants were trying to lay me off. My window business laid me off. And because of that, I was like, well, I got to figure out how to make money. If I'm really an entrepreneur, I'm going to do it. So I took all the money, invested in there. And then that's how I started going around business to business. Like, hey, I think I'd help you get leads, even though nobody's coming in. Helped
Awesome.
a girl.
Love
she
that.
referred me. And then the dude, it's just kept growing since then. And that's what it was. But yeah, and then I went on to Amazon Prime. Oh no, I went on to a coffee show. That's when Arturo called me. Dude, I need your help coaching, seeing what you do to do it. I helped him. He made 10K the same day. I put that testimony up, kept getting referrals, and then it just kept going again and again and again. And
So
then
it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah, dude, it's about who you know. And I was basically doing kind of this thing, picking people with a product, and then using all my strategies to do anything marketing towards it. So how often, I gotta actually go, but how often do we have to, so vote every day helps. Obviously the warrior votes that go to Wounded Warriors, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's an awesome project as well. So if you have $25, $50, you want to donate to the Wounded Warrior Project, and you want to see me get to first place in this round, I could definitely.
So I want to do it strategically. So it ends in July, right?
Yeah, the end of July. So every single week is an elimination.
So you have to go. You have to be third place, or you have to be top 5 every week.
So I think after this round, I don't know the elimination. I think you have to get first place in this round to move
for Lydia, because I've been
on to the next.
Lydia, we got her first. Okay.
Yeah, I have to get first place to move on to the next round, and then I get pushed into a different. Then it goes to like the semifinals, or it's like quarterfinals, and then it goes to semifinals, and then it goes to the finals.
Gotcha. So by Friday, you got to be in first place.
Yeah. So we got 4 days and 1 minute and 26 seconds left.
All right. So we'll take this, push it out. I'll buy a couple warrior votes. See if we can put you in there. Especially if my deal closes tomorrow, 50K. Then this is what
I'm hoping my deal closes this week as well. I'm waiting on a big check myself. So we'll see.
So here, just so you know, and these aren't going to be, we'll make it, because I'm a man of my word. We did offside prices, but these are all I think I don't know if I showed you this. These are all the Rolodex for our sales guys. We're training a new sales. I actually got to train a guy tomorrow. I have all this stuff going on. So these are all our pricing. So Inner Circle, AI and Marketing Mastermind is $397. I should have you speak on that one day. Brandon Business Consulting.
Yeah, I'd love to.
7,800. 6 sessions, 30K.
Yeah, I like this, a lot of this product. I think, yeah, scroll down a little more.
Yeah.
So yeah, stop right there. Cool. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Thanks.
Yeah.
30K mastering marketing offer. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, bro. I love the high ticket sales.
Yeah,
We're so so I was getting with my story, like I know you don't have much time left, but we were trying to find like just killers and trying to just sell a high ticket item and just sell the real estate agents that make over 200 grand a year and help them grow, because they obviously are closing deals and they can use more lead sources. But now we're starting to create a product, like an entry level product for every agent to help them grow their business too, because it's kind of like we're kind of feeling kind of bad about like leaving everybody else out and saying, oh yeah, you don't qualify because you don't make enough money. But let's create a product to help them make more money too. So we're creating a new product.
I have a new ebook coming out just for that, called, because what happened was when I went high, I was leaving everything. And I have the inner circle. I started at $49 a month. The tour is like, you're an idiot. One kid hit 10K a month. He's like, what you teach?
That's awesome.
Right?
Huge.
So yeah, no, dude, and not everybody does it. Don't get me wrong. It's if people do the work, but if they do the
So
work,
yeah, it's less than 5%, 1%. It's like the 3%.
That's usually kind of what it kinds of being. And then I just kick the people out where I'm like, you're making me look bad. That's kind of what I do. So then I upped the price to get more people more. That's when we went $397. Probably do a flash sale eventually at like $199 and stuff and compete. But like I give people the same stuff from we're gonna release a course for 15K called Marcy Markman, the templates, everything in there. I give them homework, I give them accountability to do it so they actually can do it done. And if they don't, I'm like, why didn't you do it? Because this is what I wish someone did for me. I used to go to all these mastermind calls, but nobody gave me exactly what to do.
Frameworks. Yeah.
So I built that in there. I have a whole testimony. If you go to Get CLC, actually I'll play it right now, because this is one of my favorite testimonies, because it's just me on one of the calls. And actually this offer is no longer good, even though I got to update it. Because I got to I used to do all my own website work. But if you go here, Get CLC, no, not that one. What is it? CLCG.live. I used to use this funnel, this template, just for every little special offer I do, right? So this is invite only. This is why. This in here. Do you know this girl, Maria? Oh, this is the coolest moment ever. Does anybody know when Amy taught this? No, neither do I. And I didn't think anybody knew who she was. I'm on a call with her.
I love it.
She's the female at my latch. She seems like a power player. She started loves coaching, right? The whole deal. And some of these coaches, man, I'm just like, all right, but she seems really cool. So I'm talking to her. And I go, hey, how did you hear about me? Because she got through my executive assistant. She's on the call with me. And she couldn't do the Zoom, and we're going to do everything on phone. And she goes, so many people, because she's betting all these coaches, like Craig, all these guys, right? And she's everybody's saying, you got to check this guy, Jeff the Entrepreneur out. You got to check. And I'm like, dude, it made me feel great. And I go, who's saying that? She's like, I don't know. She's like, everybody. She's like, people saying you're real and stuff like that. And then she said this, she goes, I'm so glad your inner circle is $397, because I go to all these $49 and they don't give me tactics. They don't give me anything. They just give me some hype stuff. And they don't think, she's like, I feel like you genuinely care. She's like, so I'm totally going to join. Yeah.
But she's not wrong. These $50 or $49 monthly calls, which is not bad. I've been to a few, and these are big name people that have like this community, and all they do is they share like woo-woo stuff, tips and tricks and hacks about life. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, I want some stuff that I can actually implement into my business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't live off of good vibes, bro. Like, I need money. Please give me a
100%.
Too high level and too many people. You can't, there's just.
Yeah, there's too many people
that's
too.
Part of why what we're going to do with the inner circle eventually. I'm going to have some of the people you see, the licensees, whether it's Andy or Dan, and maybe one of you guys eventually. And this is what all coaching groups do. You guys can do this too. And I'm teaching this. There's another guy I'm teaching how to do his own licensee group. You pay $30K to learn the knowledge. But what we're going to do is we're going to actually break out into smaller groups, okay, of stuff, and have different leaders on different days. Eventually, that's where it's going to kind of go. We're going to keep this in. It's definitely going to have where it's the most valuable. There's homework, there's tactics. We're getting results no matter what. Anyway, so it's the same stuff. So I basically teach this instead of like doing it with them, right? Which is more, it's like I give them what to do and then they do it, and some of them do, they don't, right? But yeah, and dude, this is how long I've been doing it. Look at this. This is me at my old thing. This is the worst. Sorry, I shouldn't say this on there. This is the most challenging group ever. So look at me. This is me back in. It's actually good information.
An hour. Yeah.
So I just upload one of the calls so people can see how they are.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So anyway, all right.
It looks like a good course.
Yeah, we'll definitely. Yeah, dude, we'll definitely do. I actually gotta. Anything else you want to share? Because I'm gonna set this and cut it up. Oh,
man, I appreciate you. having me on this call. I love sharing information as
Oh,
every single opportunity I get.
I want you to win first place. That's selfish.
I really appreciate your support, man. It means a lot.
My happiness thing. I'm like gonna send an email to my list, and I'll send one there. And I'm like bip bopping around, like, oh, I'm gonna do it. And I didn't realize it was 9:00. And then when you're like, yeah, you better go. That's when I went on, and we just got you.
I barely made it. When I was looking at 9:58, I was like, I'm in 6th place. 9:59, I'm like, oh man, all that work and effort. I appreciate the support. And then I lost, and then right at 10:00, I went number 4.
So it had one of my, I lost one of my debit cards, the whole thing. The credit card wasn't working. I'm trying to buy it. I have to switch. I'm loading a new one, and I'm like, I'm not going to make it. It's like a minute before I hit it. It goes. I literally think I got it just in time because it was like 59. It was 9:00. I think we just did it. So it was actually,
we barely made it. So I definitely appreciate it. Now I got to get the first. I do not know how far ahead first place is, but
that's what I was trying to see if you knew how much.
No, they don't tell you. They don't tell you. But I'm in 4th, and currently I have. I can see how many votes I have. Let me go to my dashboard.
This is our new content we're going to be doing. This style here. It doesn't matter if you have engaged.
No, it looks really good. Looks clean.
So it's a lot.
Yeah, you could. So what I have, I'm working on AI version of myself right now. That looks almost exactly like that.
Yeah, dude. So
it looks like you, but it's gonna be me.
So, okay, so we bought Jeff GPT.
Basically, what I'm going to do, Jeff, is I'm going to hack all your content and put my face on it, and then I'm just going to post it.
Dude, you should, man. That's the licensee model. And then I'll give you the licensee bill.
That's perfect.
Licensee bill is the cheapest it's ever going to be right now. For a lifetime membership, it's $7,800. You have to qualify. Okay, we don't just give it away with grant to anybody.
Sure, yeah.
It's totally worth it because you can hack everything. And also what we're doing too, very similar, is we're downloading all the licensees' content of anything they've given, and we're putting in an LLM, which is very similar. You know what that is. Mm-hmm. And then that way you can just do it. Everybody's going to be doing it eventually, but you're trying to be one of the first. It's a process though to do it all.
So I have about 800 votes right now. So I'm at 800, and so I'm in 4th place with 800 votes.
And that's total lifetime, or just this week? That's total lifetime.
Roughly. I mean, I can't see all the free votes that I got. But I'm just guesstimating 800.
Can you show up your phone?
Yeah, can you see?
Back up.
Yeah, so it just shows, I just counted all the 10 votes, 25 votes, 50 votes, 50 votes,
all right.
500 votes, 100 votes, 25 votes. Yeah, and then I have all the free votes here. It only shows me 3, and then those, yeah, so, but yeah, that's
So here, I'm going to cut up a little clip of this, okay? We'll do this right now. And I'm like, hey guys, anybody in the 75 hard, anybody in the fitness group, if you vote for Caleb Ball, okay, warrior vote, if you do a warrior vote, okay, which goes to Wounded Warriors and everything, you will qualify to win, or maybe we'll just put you right into the 13-week challenge, okay? Ault4 with a little built by AI. Josh might do it. He might not. Who knows? He's tanking out being sick. So if Josh isn't doing it, I'm going to definitely do it. I'm already waking up at the gym. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going all around the place, right? I'm running. I'm doing abs. So to do it kind of with somebody in there, and if that's you want to get in shape and you don't know what you're doing, then definitely go vote for Caleb Ball. We'll put you inside a running thing, and we'll be building this whole thing.
Yeah, bro. And if you want to do a weight loss challenge with me, I'll run another challenge. Every single week I do giveaways, and that's the one thing I kind of push. And I have expert calls every single week, so I get an expert live hour call, and then we do weekly checkups and like focus days. So every Sunday we do a focus on the following week's goal or challenge. So I do the challenge every Sunday at 6 p.m. And then we have the expert calls on Thursdays. And typically during the week, Wednesday, Thursday, whichever day I can get the expert on a call. And we have an accountability group on Facebook where you have to post the challenge every single day. So the community is awesome, and I would like to do another challenge. So yeah, maybe this is the time we do another challenge.
Yeah, I think this is a good time, especially with this, just to kind of selfishly get your votes.
So it's a giveaway. So basically, I do a giveaway every single week for the challenge. So like for instance, I have one of the week's challenge is a 5K a day. So you got to go outside and run a 5K every single day and post when you're done. I don't care if you walk it. I don't care if you run it. I don't care if you crawl. It doesn't matter. Just get 5K in and post when you're done. And post like, the screenshot, like either your counter, your fitness, whatever. You have to have an application to track your miles or your treadmill, right? And take a screenshot of it and post. And then if you accomplish it for the week and you're the only one that finished a 5K every single day for the week, you automatically win. And I give you a brand new pair of shoes, whatever pair of shoes you want to pick out on whatever website I send you, and get a brand new pair of shoes. And then we do a couple other challenges like that. So that's cool. 1 week with a hydration challenge. So you got to drink 128 ounces a day. So it's drink a gallon of water a day for 7 days. Post
But
when
I'm
you're done.
used to doing that because I did 75 hard and I did that. That was the toughest thing. And I finally learned how to do that. I'm with you though. I didn't like the no cheat days thing. That's why I didn't like it. So I like what we're going to do with all this. It's quite lockstep. I actually love running. And dude, I don't want to run in Colombia because I'm a gringo here and everybody hits me up for money. Okay. Or stuff. So if I can run on the treadmill, that works. I'll do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You don't have to run outside. No, and there's one week I do a 2-a-day challenge where you got to do two workouts a day, and that one's outside. I took that one from 75 hard.
Okay, that's good. No, that's cool. I can do swimming. We have a pool up here. I can do a swimming.
That works. There you go. Do some yoga outside.
I love swimming. It's
some yoga on the
all
rooftop.
right. So look, I can't
Cool,
wait.
brother.
Let me know whatever. I'll join that. We'll kind of get it all together. We'll figure out a time. Have you ever talked to my executive assistant? I hired 2 new people. I have so much to do, dude. I can't believe I'm just shooting the shit here with you. But
it's
but
Sunday
really.
night. Sunday night. As long as you got your schedule, you're ready to go for Monday morning.
Yeah, I am. I hired somebody and they start tomorrow and we're training them. Actually, dude, it's so cool, man. Now I'm actually feel like a businessman more than ever. I had the girl train him while I was on another call and he was already like that. And I recorded some training videos before then. He's like, no, I watched your video. I know how to do it. He's a data entry kid, but he's also really good at sales. But I'm going to move him to executive assistant, take over Ken's job and move Ken over to sales.
Awesome.
Oh man, but I did a sale. I have 2 big sales tomorrow too. If Nemesio shows up, and do you know Monica Rivers?
Don't get me lying, Jeff. I don't know people.
And that's why she's getting on calls with me. But more people know Caleb Ault, they will have to push out the content. All right,
man.
So Ault4, real
Appreciate
planning training, and a weight loss challenge, and all this stuff by Mr. Clean Fitness coming soon. I'm gonna send this to June. We'll cut it all up and see what we got. All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Have a great night.
Let's circle on a call and actually offline get this all built out. All right.